I really can't bitch in my truck because it's 235,000 miles. I have to put a new starter in it because it's ignoring me because it doesn't want to start with the initial twist of the ignition. So I replaced the starter, which that was an absolute nightmare. But in the process, I lift the truck up and I realized that the tires, the front end's loose, so it's wandering. It's got, Mad Max is wandering. So I go ahead and fix the hub assemblies, and I bring her up to the garage, and it turns out I installed an autonomous vehicle device on Mad Max, and it just went and decided to beat on the door because Heidi might be in there, and when you want to on the other side of a closed door, her name's usually Heidi, and you beat on the door. Let me in, damn it! I'm going to go ahead and blame that on Heidi. Yes, I am, because I haven't found a way to accept responsibility for that just yet. Well, now that I'm on the other side of the door, and we got another problem detected with the low battery, but now that I'm on the other side of the door, it's very obvious Heidi is not hiding out in here, and I can't hide from my responsibilities at this moment anymore. So I don't know if you stop yelling at me. I don't know if you know this about me, but I took an automotive class, auto body class, when I was in high school. That may or may not be beneficial to this situation. Rebel, what do you think about this situation? What do you think about that? Huh? What do you think about this? I mean, honestly, tell me what your thoughts are.
It's all you, Dad. I witnessed it.
It's a good thing that it starts the first time every time now. That's a relief. Now that Mad Max is out of the way, we're just accessing the debauchery of the damage that was yesterday's unfortunate events of brains flatulence and sharding going on over. Did you know there's not supposed to be a window there? So the first thing I do, because I don't want to take the whole damn door apart, let's take this tension off of the spring, and I got a pallet board right here that's got a slot trenched right in it for a strap. So let's take the tension off. Now that the cable is loose, we can go ahead and put a C-clamp underneath the roller, so it'll hold the door up if I remove the bottom two sections without it falling on me. This toad was made by my daughter Kaylee in elementary. We're just checking on the cable right here, make sure everything is loose and safe. Now this is the moment of zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Let's start pulling all these bolts out of this door now. Now let's pull the stiffeners off. You don't know what these are for. They're to keep the door stiff and erect in the direction it's supposed to be installed. Constantly erected in straight aerodynamics. I'm not actually sure if it's dynamic, but it is supposed to be straight as an arrow. This is where you realize you can't get to the bottom nut, so you got to take a clamp and do something, hook something. I couldn't find a pipe wrench, but a C-clamp will work, and if you clamp this on, you can rotate it right up out of the way. Now that you lift it up out of the way, you can get right to the nut and pull it right on out of there. Now this is high-speed removing insulation, which I can't believe that's insulation. Now, I've never in my life, and ever, have I put a garage door up or done anything with garage doors, but we'll pull the hinges off. What's the worst that can happen? Currently, it's the smoke detector that wants to keep talking to me. I guess we're going to listen to that the entire time of this operation. Yep, that's what that noise was. Let's take this one outside, though. Oh, now that I got the really bad shit out of the way, we've got something up right here. I got to straighten that out. Currently C-clamps are probably in third place in the alphabet, but they're first in my book. Look what you can do with C-clamps in a block of wood. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, I don't get into the maid cleaning business very often, but when I do, this is what it kind of would probably, maybe, possibly look like. I'm just doing this so when I beat on it with a hammer, I don't turn it into a golf ball. Now, I know what this looks like, but trust me, it's no picnic. I'm not having a picnic. That's my dog, Outlaw, right there, by the way. That's the bed sheet from the bed in here. Let's toss this down, see if we can't change its mood. Now, I'm going to put my back into her and give her a little bit of love and see if we can't straighten this shit out. This is where I would just irritate the shit out of Woody Woodpecker with a block of wood and a rubber mallet, because you can't actually get to the block of wood very well. But this is how you pound little dents out. Now that I've spent half the day straightening that shit out, let's see how it fits and work on the second one. I hope that this video is actually educational, and the ones that are learner type abilities want to learn something from this information possessed. I broke one of the hinges. This nub fell out, but on a piece of wood. Now let's take plan B and put it back in place, and it's kind of snug. You just got to pull it out, hinge it back in so it spreads or open and wedges in. Now let's mount the hinges so I can walk away from it and it won't just fall on the ground. So somehow with pushing this all around, I have not pitched my fingers once. These are the rollers. We're going to put the rollers back in the track because that's how we roll around here, up and down. We roll in the track. No big worries here because we won't get caught rolling dirty. When you're putting these back on, just look for the smiley face right there. See that right there? That little stamp of the smiley face? That means that goes like that. A little more hammer time persuasion because we are that bent out of shape today, unfortunately. I've got it fixed for the most part except for right here where it's not connecting very well. You can see the wowie. That's a wow factor wowie. Throw a concrete stake in there just to brace everything better so I don't end up with two dents with the favorite tool that I've got today, which is the C-clamp. Then because this cable is loose, you just got to make sure it is in its proper alignment slottage. Go ahead and take off these C-clamps that held the door up. Now back up the ladder and let's take the block out. And so you know you need 2 bars to do this so you can get the second bar out. And then right, that. Door spring tension is off. We lift up the door to fix the one last brace, which is right here, and I'm using some stitch screws. Stitch screws are used for metal roofing on the seams. If you don't know what a stitch screw is, it's when you go through a metal roof and the screw's not so long that it ends up penetrating the dry-in material. It doesn't reach the dry-in material. If you ever knew that about stitch screws and metal roofing, that you don't go on top of the rib with a screw that's really long and stitch it into the felt. Insulation is back in. Let's put the stiffeners back on to keep it straight as an arrow. Now this stiffener is the one that was on the bottom and it bent the shit out of it. I moved it to the second row up because I didn't want to compromise the door anymore. But I've got a little piece of metal here. We'll stick that inside, spread it open, see if we can't straighten it a little bit better. Now with this piece of iron in here, it allows me to just beat it with a hammer and back in shape. I got a piece of oak that I'm going to stick inside of it because I think it needs a little more bit of a stiffener stuck inside of it. So we're going to take some hardwood and stiffen it up. This is where we test it at 5 times the speed because I'm afraid of losing your attention span. From all my life being on social media, I guarantee I lost a lot of people's attention spans, but can you believe this? Run a truck into a garage door and just spend the entire day saying, no, I didn't. That never happened. No, never happened. Now the final pain in my ass to deal with is this little jewel up here. Test the battery. Yeah, there's a little juice in there.